lot of models people like printing need supports. There are sections of the print where the nozzle is depositing filament into thin air, and thanks to an old guy named Isaac Newton, we have to deal with something called gravity. Filament can't just be dropped into the air and expected to stay in place, unless you're printing in space, and even then it still would be stuck to the nozzle, and I can't exactly go to space to find out. Even with supports, you often end up with a much lower quality finish. Sure, you could fine-tune it, reduce the Z distance, use an interface, but realistically it never looks as good as the surface that isn't fighting gravity. Printers do really well so long as there's something to attach to. In instances without supports, the printer can make bridges. And bridges are really cool so long as they are connecting points A and B by a straight line. If you've ever tried to bridge circular patterns, well, you end up with straight drooping lines. And this gives me an idea. I can't escape gravity, but maybe I can trick it. I can flip the printer. And that just sounds stupid, doesn't it? But that's why you clicked this video in the first place. If this was really some wonder trick that 9 out of 10 printer companies don't want you to know, well, you'd probably still know about it. But I'm here for the science. I want to see if anything changes when I print things upside down. I've designed some custom fitting feet to convert the top of the printer into the bottom of the printer. The Cobra S1 combo is the perfect test platform for my experiment, mostly because the P1S is busy printing things right side up. These squishy TPU feet fit perfectly around the frame and outer panels of the printer. It should raise it up just enough not to crush the built-in display, and will hopefully absorb some vibration. I've also found out that the top panel sort of fits on the bottom of the printer. It'll allow me to place the ace on top. Now, with it situated upside down and the feet holding well, I'll do a little calibration. I won't lie, even as someone who's been printing for a while, this is kind of wild to see. I'm putting a lot of faith on the bed adhesion. If it fails, I'm going to have the worst hot end blob imaginable. So far so good, and I know what a lot of you are thinking. I could totally fake this by just flipping the video, but no, this is exactly as stupid as you think. My printer is fully upside down with the ace sitting on the bottom top. Things are getting interesting. While it's printing, I'm also noticing a similar defect appearing where the right side up one had the steepest overhang. I'm looking forward to comparing these. Before I compare all these, there's one more stupid thing I want to try, and that is printing the model itself upside down on the bed on an upside down printer. This might be my best hope at tricking gravity. After a week of playing with this, the TPU feet finally had enough. They'd buckled on the side, but still hadn't squished far enough to damage the screen or anything important. Now let's compare the models. First up is the one printed right side up without supports. Overall, looks pretty good. There's some clear issues on the top of the inner torus, a few strands of filament drooping down from failed bridges. Next up is the one printed on the upside down printer without supports. Overall, it looks surprisingly well, but has the same defects as the previous one. This is really interesting to me since this part had gravity pulling in the opposite direction. This would be similar to having your top layer be unsupported by infill. Next is the one printed upside down on the upside down printer. The seam on this one is really prominent and it has some inner ring defects, and the bottom layer looks like torn paper. This is because the bottom of the model is essentially all overhanging lines. Neat. Last up is the one printed upright on the right side up printer with tree supports. Default Z distance. As you probably spotted earlier in the video, this one has the same defect as all the others, meaning this model in particular saw no benefit from using supports with the default support settings applied. Taking an even closer look, the consistency of layer lines has no perceptible difference whether the printer was right side up or upside down. There are minor differences in the seam quality, with some showing very small gaps on the upside down printer. The only one with some difference in layer lines is the one printed upside down on the upside down printer. Some layer lines towards the top have gaps in them, presumably from them sinking downward slightly before the next layer ran below them. I also printed a quick little overhang test on the upside down printer, finding that it repeatedly failed at 50 degrees. I also attribute this to the layers probably sinking slightly closer to the hot end from gravity. On the right side up version, it failed at 60 degrees, so barely taking the cake in terms of quality. So while this wasn't a very in-depth experiment, I had got a good baseline hypothesis going for me. My conclusion is that printing is the same. The reason manufacturers haven't made a printer that prints upside down is because there are only more negatives to associate with it. You've got to heavily rely on good bed adhesion. It makes it much harder for the user to remove models, and your filament purge basically goes back up and around your hot end, leading to more jamming. If you made it this far in this very dumb video, thanks for watching. And if you want to see more videos about printing or actual methods to repair problems, check out my channel for more. And I'll see you next time.